And here we are for the sprint race formation lap. What an exciting time it's hopefully gonna be. Preston, what are you expecting from today's sprint race?
I'm not too sure because people, I think they might push it a little bit, but I don't think they'll push it too hard just because this does decide their position in the race. So just like in real life, they'll probably play it with a bit of caution. But yeah, I think you could see some racing at least happen between the top four, maybe. Maybe the McLaren's also fighting it as well.
Fair enough. I see that everyone's gone on to the mediums, so everyone's on a level playing field here today. No one's really got more speed. It's down to driver skill to pull out what they can out of their bags, really.
Yeah, I think it's just probably was the recommended tyre because of how long it goes, and tyre wear's quite bad on this track. So yeah, it's probably the wise choice going mediums. I don't see hards being a viable option around a sprint. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be an equal playing field, as you said.
Very true. But now the guys going around the final few turns and bends and corners and whatever I wanted to call it back in season 2. But we come up to the finishing line. I saw Peter go a little bit wide there, but hopefully he doesn't do that too much in the race. We'll have to see what happens. But they are lining back up on the grid as we speak. Of course, we have to wait for the AIs to reline up now. It's like back for three races ago now. It's not really history breaking, but here we are. People, I believe Zhou Guanyu is the last one to line up as the sprint race is about to begin, and he has lined up. So the lights go on, people. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, and it is none other than Lights Out. Oh. And away we go after a very staggered start. But Harry stays P5. Jamie gets up to P5. No, there's a battle going on between the two now. Can Jamie take advantage? They're going wheel to wheel. Jamie manages to pull in front onto P5 here. Charlie goes down to P6.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch it because I was watching the Alpines and the Mercedes going at it, but was it a slow start from Charlie?
Potentially, I saw Harry and Jamie going at it first, and I think Harry managed to get away, but in doing that, Charlie fell back and Jamie took advantage and managed to get in front.
Yeah, interesting one to keep an eye out for.
But as you were saying, I see Connor's managed to overtake Peter.
Yeah, it was a clean move around the outside of turn 1. Sort of forced Peter into yielding the position, and yeah, he's made up some good grounds cleanly as well. And that's the Red Bull spun.
Oh,
that's Charlie.
The current championship leader has spun. Whoa, this is exciting. This adds some controversy to the championship for sure. We know both that Charlie can. Oh, he spun again. As you say, it's very difficult to get those tyres to cool down. He's going to have to do a lot of work to get him down. Take it very carefully. But we know once those tyres have cooled down, Charlie is very, very capable to get back up there.
Yeah, it's going to be a long sprint race for him. Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard for him to really gain many more positions, and I think it's going to be a back of the grid start for Charlie, unfortunately.
A very unfortunate time for sure, but hopefully he'll be able to take advantage and get back up in the race. Obviously when the DRS is enabled in the race, if it's not raining, then he'll just flow through the AIs hopefully and get back up there. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens, but not many overtakes going to happen right now. I saw Peter getting quite close to Connor, but couldn't get close enough.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie and is keeping to the back of Harry, and Callum's keeping to the back of Jamie. So it's a bit of a train going on there, as well as up front, as well as 3 people battling it out. So it's interesting. 2 different sets of battles going on.
That's what we love to see, as always. I will say that. But who knows? But no DRS as of yet. I don't think. Oh! Charlie's gone.
Oh, that will be a safety car. Is that?
Yes, I think sector 1's. Yeah, it's saying. Yeah, I think that's a safety car.
Or is that? I don't see the safety car on track. That's the only problem.
Is it a VSC?
Is it virtual? I'm not too sure. Nothing's popped up for me.
Neither. It's just giving a yellow flag in all sectors. But normally when it does that, it's a safety car.
I think it must be a virtual.
That is very, very weird, but a very unlucky time for the championship leader. I think this is confirmation that George, if he can hold, well, to be fair, as long as he gets above 6th, he will take the top spot in the championship again.
Yeah, and considering there's probably 6 drivers left now, as long as he finishes above the AIs, I think, he's got nothing to worry about.
Very true. And as long as him and Peter finish in good positions as well, and Harry is a bit for
wheel to wheel here.
But Connor,
who can hold out?
Oh.
Who's going to hold out? Peter's still sticking in there. He's not giving up. And the front wheels. Oh, he's parked around the apex. He's both McLaren's hit into him.
What the hell is going on?
That's McLaren damage. Oh, what's going on here?
We have had a massive pile up. Luckily it's breaking away, but both McLaren's taken damage. Did Connor spin him out
That's
there,
Peter.
or?
Oh, that's Jamie's wing gone. I'm not too sure. We're going to have to get a review on that.
Jesus. Not a good start for Connor in his first race, for sure. Potentially getting a penalty. We'll have to see what is decided after the actual race, because that's when decisions will probably be made. But a very unlucky time for Connor for sure. But that puts Harry up to P3 now.
Into the podium spots. Jamie's not looking good with that missing wing. He can't take this track very well. It's a lot of turns, and with no wing, it's almost impossible. He's just going to be bunching people up. Cam's really got to get past his teammate here in order to maximise on this.
And with Jamie potentially going into the pits now, Callum cannot pull in front of the Aston Martin. That's who he's got to worry about first. But Jamie's not going into the pits.
Yeah, I think he's just going to hold up for as many points as he can, even if it involves holding up the AIs.
Okay, fair enough. But now Callum with the DRS pulling to the outside. Sebastian Vettel cuts him off, but he goes and switches onto the inside. Pulls now, and Callum goes up to P6, potentially going to get in front of Jamie as well. Jamie allows him to get in front now, and Callum is pulling away, but Jamie goes down to P7.
Jamie's wheelbanging with all the cars. He's being used.
Like a ping pong in a machine.
He is, yeah.
But he is now down to P8 here. P9, is that going to be a P10? Oh no.
He's out the points now.
A very unlucky time for Jamie, but did the plan potentially work off for Jamie holding up the AI so Callum could get ahead? Was that the plan all along?
Well, Callum's now 7 seconds off of Lewis. That means he's got to put a second a lap quicker than Lewis in order to gain P4.
It's not looking good for McLaren for sure.
No, not at all.
But we shall see what he can do here. He's got Yuki Tsunoda on him now. Of course, Yuki's going to get the DRS, so he's going to have to pull off some mad defence here. But whether Callum can or not is another question entirely. We shall see. However, he's looking like he's holding it off well. You know, Yuki's not within enough time, so Callum keeps that position nicely. But,
Yeah, I think Callum was safe from the areas behind him, but it's just about gaining on Lewis now to really give McCann the most amount of points as they can. But for now, I think, the rest of the grid is pretty split up. George is sort of running away with it a little bit. Connor's not too far behind. Harry's just sitting comfortably in that podium spot.
So, right now... Oh!
There's a Mercedes, a spun, and it's Connor.
Oh, he's almost gone into Harry. Harry had to go off track there to narrowly avoid Connor. Luckily, just avoiding him. But yeah, Connor has flopped down to P3 here. Not a good time, especially with his teammate Lewis Hamilton currently piling pressure on him here.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He knows he's gonna try and cool those tyres down after spinning. I don't think he's at too much fault there. Probably just a spin, and don't think Harry's gonna be too worried about having to go around the outside of him. But yeah, that pushes Harry up. That's points for the Red Bull.
Very, very.
They weren't looking to gain, and now they're all of a sudden they're looking at P2.
Now Charlie saying something about Jamie. Apparently Jamie dived on the first corner with no space at all, pushed Charlie completely off track and hit him. A very, very unlucky time for Charlie. That's probably why he dropped down at first. But it is what it is. Now whether Harry can get back up to catch up to George or not, who knows. But should we just discuss? You have the table. You have access to the table, don't you? You can see it.
Yes, I do.
Should we discuss right now where these positions, if they stay as they are, lead the drivers into the actual race?
Yeah. What's that going to be? Valtteri Bottas just DNF'd.
Oh. I know I think George will go up a place and Harry will definitely go up one place because Jamie is quite far down in no points. So Harry will get 7. So we'll go above Jamie.
Harry will gain. George will gain. Callum will stay as he is. Peter will stay as he is. And I think the only people gaining from so far this grid is George and Harry.
Of course, the top 2 runners. What a shock!
With Callum being a little bit far behind, 19 points from George in the championship, he can't really gain too much from this race. It's just damage limitation to not allow that gap to grow too big. But I think unfortunately it's going to grow by 4 points on top of the 19 already.
Very true, very true. But Callum will catch up to Charlie nonetheless, so he will gain on a few points on Charlie. So that'll be something.
Yeah, he'll cut that down to 17 points to Charlie.
Yeah. But now Callum under a lot of pressure from the AIs. I see at least 4 AIs behind him. Vettel, Yuki, Carlos and Alexander Albon. Of course, Carlos Sainz getting re-promoted back to the Ferrari team after Ben unfortunately left the league. So Carlos Sainz is back to a full-time driver for Ferrari within the DFL. So his points will count as they always do. But now Callum's going to have to try and keep it all he can. Connor, however, we did see it beforehand. He's back up on the podium position.
Yeah, I think he's sort of cooled down his tyres now, just pushing his way. I think Harry might slightly be out of reach now with 4 laps to go. Again, it's going to be a second a lap to gain on Harry. Might just have to settle for P3. Callum, I think I don't know if it might just be his so Connor spun again.
Oh no! What the hell is going on with him? Something is just not right with him. Oh,
had a snap there. I think his tyres are still too hot. That's interesting to keep an eye on. Lewis Hamilton obviously taking as good enough points to Mercedes in this race. But Callum, like I said before, I think Callum might have slight wing damage. It's probably not noticeable in the eye, but he doesn't seem to have quite shown the pace he did show at the start before the incident with Peter.
Very, very true. He's only just managing to not go wide there, and of course with no ERS you can see by the back red light flickering. But the Vigaziani will of course get DRS, but luckily Callum does manage to keep it nonetheless.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine from the ERS. They're just going to be tagging along with him. And yeah, I think it probably looks like, without any other spins, it probably would stay as the grid as it is now.
Yep. I will say, quite sad, Jamie's still falling down. He's currently in a battle with Charles Leclerc, but Charles does have a wing, so he's more fast. But Jamie bumping away with the Ferrari now, sending a Ferrari off track, but he does lose another position down to P12.
Yeah, I think it's hard for him to even just race this, let alone with AI just pushing their way around him. This is going to be a difficult race for him, and he's just got to sort of put this aside. And when it comes to the race, just forget about what's happened in the sprint race, and put 2 feet forwards and carry on.
Very true. Wise words. Wise words from yourself there. Not that I could say any different. But now, an unfortunate time for Peter and Charlie here today. Of course, DNFing. Charlie did hold the championship first place spot, but unfortunately he, as we discussed, will lose that. Whether he can come back in the actual race and retake it or not, that is a viable option.
It is, but it means he's going to be fighting from the back, and as you've seen with Jamie, with other drivers, it's not easy to overtake on the track. It's going to be a mountainous task for Jamie to really get up there again. George showing strong pace. Looks like nothing's really going to stop him or phase him. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very strong task. It's probably going to be a damage limitation race for Charlie today, but I'll happily be proven wrong. It would make the race a lot more interesting.
Very true, very true. We speak about George very quickly, had very strong races, apart from maybe when it's rained, like in France, and sort of a weak race in Monaco. It wasn't even there for Monaco. Monza, and third place in Austria. Apart from that, he's had very strong wins in races. I'm trying to get my words out here. Now a purple sector 1, but he's setting record after record. Many tracks, there's been like 1 or 2 tracks he hasn't set the quality lap record, but he's non-stop going strong this season.
Yeah, it's he's setting the benchmark for the other drivers, really. Just as he approaches the last set of corners. Yeah, it's nothing but dominant today in this race, and probably see more of it in the actual race. But as you see around the final corner, it will be George that takes victory in the sprint race in Hungary. Or just words. There's not enough words to describe how dominant that race was. And for him, nothing fazed him, and yeah, he was got the better of his counterpart teammate today.
Very true, but as you were saying, Matt, Connor has spun again. Luckily, Callum cannot take advantage. He will hopefully come home to take that P4, but Harry takes home the P2, of course, the podium slot. He will love that, because he's moving ahead of Jamie into what I believe is 4th place within the championship now. So he's building his way back up, but he has a mountain of a gap to climb to Callum. Is that impossible for him? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, of course. But the championship is ever so heating up now as we go into the actual complete full race of Hungary as soon as Jamie crosses the line. I mean, what a splendid race it was today. Unfortunate for Jamie, Peter and Charlie nonetheless, but Jamie does across the line now, and that is your sprint race, people, and we'll be right with you with the leaderboard in a second. And here we are for your sprint race leaderboard. George retakes the first place within the championship by getting a full 8 points here today, taking P1. Harry goes up to 4th place within the championship, taking P2 here today. Then Connor takes P4 on his debut, Callum P5. Jamie, unfortunately, P12 due to a broken wing. And then Charlie and Peter do, unfortunately, DNF. We will see you tomorrow for the full race. Do not be late. It's going to be out at 1 PM, same time as it was today. It's going to be tomorrow. Do not miss it, people. We'll see you tomorrow for the full race. Goodbye, guys.